Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman by heading over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Hello everyone!
Hello!
Another episode of Hypecast!
Hype.
The show where we get hyped about stuff and additionally things. I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I am your other host, David Bell. And we, who do we, hey.
And a third person.
Who do we got here?
Is this where I talk now? I always forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good to be here. This is Alex Schmidt. Being really glad to talk.
Hey!
You guys are the best. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Thanks for being on.
You're the
Yeah.
best.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have sounded good on all the shows and stuff. We've obviously been chatting and stuff, but I don't know. I'm glad everybody's okay. Feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing all right. Staying inside.
We're all hanging in there.
When we record this, the game The Last of Us 2 will be out tonight.
Yeah,
So
that's all I'm doing with the rest of my evening.
Yeah.
As soon as I edit this.
I've been watching a lot of the Sarah Connor Chronicles, which is like a, I don't know, mid-2000s, 2 seasons Terminator show, and I am loving it. Alex, what you been up to? Do you got anything, any like indoor stuff that you've been up to?
So I feel like all week I've been telling people that Avatar: The Last Airbender is so good. Like, I'm pretty mad nobody like dragged me in front of a television sooner to see it. It's amazing. Like, it's a young adult story. It's definitely in that zone. It's also great for all ages and just awesome. Really good.
I've heard nothing but good stuff about. You're talking about, the cartoon, not the M. Night Shyamalan
Right, not
film.
the Shyamalan adaptation.
All I know about the movie is that, like, because as soon as we finished the show, we went to the subreddit for Atla fans, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and like
Sure.
half the memes were just how bad the movie is and how frustrating
Right.
it is.
That's perfect.
Like, apparently the movie, they pronounce the main character's name differently. Just it's never explained. Like, it's that kind of thing, you know?
Just for fun.
Man.
Yeah.
Just for gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I really should watch it at some point.
Marina's been streaming it with her patrons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'd never seen it before either and had the same reaction Alex did.
Yeah.
Like, why am I just now watching this?
And it's because
Man,
people
I should
should know,
check it
like I'll enjoy a young adult story as a grown person, like totally. And it's definitely a young adult story, and it's great. Like, it's for everybody. And like, as you're watching it, you're like, sure, I know this is for young adults. It also gets into like totalitarianism and genocide and like love and how to be a great person. And like, it's like really meaningful on top of being a story about like child wizards, basically.
It's nice when like a young adult fiction is like something that you feel good that young adults are watching.
Yeah.
We've been doing a podcast about Twilight, and that's one where it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, I would never show a teenager this. This is not healthy. So it's nice when they are actually like taking into account who their audience is and the responsibility they have.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll have to check it out.
You could even go younger than teenager. Like, somebody I know is showing it to their extremely young children, and it's fine. Like there might be parts that are scary just because it's a lot of like darkness and loud sounds or something.
Sure.
But they could take it. It's not a problem.
Yeah, you can show anything to a baby too. They don't care.
Oh,
like
yeah,
there's
sure.
that weird thing where like baby, you do baby, baby's fine. Like for anything, you can show anything to a baby. Then they get a little older, and then you gotta cut them off, and then it goes right back around.
Like
there's like a pocket. It's like a pocket of life. Where you're not
it's
supposed
like
to
the
watch
eye
stuff.
of the storm or something. Like it's totally fine in the middle there, but once you go outward, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You show horror movies to a baby, they don't care.
Yeah, I saw
do they
Alien when I
care?
was a baby.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, what did you care? Did you care?
No, I didn't care. I remember asking a question about the crab,
Sure.
which was which turned out to be the facehugger.
The friendly crab. Yeah.
And I was like, "What's that crab?" It's like, "Oh, it grabs your face and lays an egg in you." Okay. I just went back to whatever the hell I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're a baby. What do you care? What do you care?
I mean, I was like 3. I wasn't like an infant, but I was young enough that like I still didn't really register that it was scary.
Right.
Yeah. And those things are like at most 2% different than lobsters. Like you were not far off at all.
They're very crab-like. It's very crustacean-like.
Yeah.
They're probably delicious.
Oh, yeah, well, if you can find a safe way to cook them, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to do something with that acid blood. But the meat is probably good.
That's a real problem.
Yeah.
It's not microwavable.
No. Should we get into our producers?
I think we should probably start the show, yeah.
Yeah. Alex, you haven't been on in a second. We have podcast producers, and we give them a shout-out every week to make them feel special because they are special.
They are.
And we got a couple new producers, both of which are names that it's going to be very interesting saying every week. So special thanks to Glitterous, our new producer, Glitterous.
Glitterous.
Thank you. Very good job. Good job, Glitterous. We appreciate you. Also, thank you to Thanks for having Jason Pargin on. Here's $25. That is the name of a person.
That is the person's what they wanted to be credited as.
Yeah, because we had Jason on last week. So Jason,
clearly we need to have him on more.
Sure. Thanks for the $25, Jason. And thank you to Thanks for having Jason Pargin on. Here's $25. It's complicated. Also, Tealarino. Thank you, Tealarino. Good name. Don't know what it means. Good name. Also, thank you to the Midnight Patron. What patrons at midnight? We're getting a lot of long ones.
Yeah,
that's fine.
There's not
So
a character limit on these. I take it.
No, there's not.
We'll have to read through them a little more quickly.
Yeah, that's true. Exploding Runes. Thank you, Exploding Runes. Thank you to La Donger PI.
Woo.
Always a pleasure. Also, Andrew Howe. Thank you.
Let me jump in
All
this.
right,
Let me jump in this.
You do.
All right. Thank you to Asking Seven.
Thank you, Asking.
Thank you to Vincent with a Y, clearly a vampire.
The vampire. Yeah.
Rev MD. Thank you, Rev MD.
Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you to Dracula, the bus driving vampire.
Thank you, Dracula.
HP Love Shaft.
Always good.
And John Munez.
John Munez.
And Alex, you want to jump in and grab these last couple?
Oh, sure. Thank you to Captain Toenail. Thank you to Wavy
Thank you,
Rancheros. Thank you to Dr. Kitty MD. Thank you to Mr. DNA. And thank you to Lauren Gucci.
Woo!
Thank you.
I don't know if that was greedy. I just took the rest. I was like, let's do
No,
this.
No, that's great.
You did exactly what we wanted you to do.
Okay, good.
I always feel we offer our guest in on it, but like, they always say yes, but I'm waiting for one to just be like, no.
No, I'm good.
Not interested. Because, yeah, if I was a guest on this, it'd be like, hey, do you want to read for a second? It's like, not really. I hate reading.
What if you threw to me and I was like, I'm sorry, one of the remaining producers is my enemy. So,
Yeah.
no. Like,
No.
like I have a specific vendetta. I can't do it.
In fact, I have a message for them. It's going to take a little while.
I should have been Captain Toenail. Me.
So let's dive into the trailers, you guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Starting with, and this is like, man,
It's kind of sort of a trailer.
well, I would argue it's how trailers should be. This is the
yeah.
newest trailer for Candyman, and it's basically explains the backstory of the character. It is done like shadow puppets.
She has shadow paper puppets.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of this?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like art. Like even specifically, there's an artist named Kara Walker who does a lot of cutouts and sort of sad historical stories about the Black experience. And I was like, oh, it feels like this. I haven't seen the Candyman
I wonder if she did
movie.
it.
Oh, it's not precisely her thing. It was just the vibe I got.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I haven't seen any of the Candyman movies. I don't know much about them, but I got kind of the gist of it from this. So that's effective, probably. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is. Who did you say does the art?
It's not she probably the art. It's probably not actually this artist, but there's an artist named Kara Walker who does just fine art, where it's like slave stories and very pointed about the inhumanity of that. Yeah,
Got it. Yeah, it was very funny. There was some reaction to this trailer of people being like, "Oh, great! They're making Candyman about race." It was like,
Did you not?
yeah, that's the movie.
That's explicitly what the story's about.
Yeah,
The original is about. I mean, it's about a lot of things. It's you know, it's a slave story. It's about injustice and the humanity of it, and it's about folk tales, and it's also about the white fetishization of Black culture.
right. Because the main character is kind of doing that.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she's going to this neighborhood for like a college thesis paper or something.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
It sounds great.
Oh yeah.
yeah. No, this version's directed by Nia DaCosta, which is where it's her Twitter account that the video was shared on, and it's produced by Jordan Peele.
They also have the theme in there. The Candyman theme is one of the more underrated themes, in my opinion, because we don't think about it when we think about horror themes, but it's Philip Glass who did the original. Mm-hmm. And it's a great soundtrack.
It's real creepy, yeah.
It's real creepy.
Is Candyman like quietly one of the best horror movies ever made, and I just haven't heard of it because like I haven't been exposed to Black media enough?
It's a good question. I grew up on this film. Like I grew up with my sister watching a lot of horror films, and this was one that she really liked.
Yeah, and I don't know if you would call it Black media because it's written and directed. The original is written and directed by Clive Barker.
Right.
It just happens to happens. That's just what the story is.
But Tony Todd is definitely like a horror icon.
Oh,
from
for
this
sure,
movie.
yeah, because of this movie. Yeah, and this new one, I'm completely on board for this film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's hard because usually horror remakes, make me very nervous, and are usually inferior to the original. But what's interesting is like every now and then there's one that while still never gonna be quite the original, will do something new or something interesting or like cast it just right that you just can't help but to like it. And this looks like above and beyond that.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty goddamn excited for this. Are we going to get to watch it anytime soon, you suppose?
I heard it was delayed until September, October, I believe.
Yeah. Well, that checks out. October is a good month for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, the original's definitely worth watching. It was one of those movies where like I rented it, like a group of me and my friends rented it as like a goof to be like, hey, let's rent Candyman and watch it. Wouldn't that be funny? And then it just wound up destroying the entire evening.
Oh yeah, the opening, just the opening,
because it was too good and too scary, kind of thing.
Right, because it was too fucking intense.
The lore of Candyman is it's got a real classic folklore idea behind it, which is that, you say his name 5 times in front of a mirror, turn off the lights, and he appears behind you. So I think we've said it enough that if any of us goes to the bathroom later and turns off the lights, does that count?
No, I think it has to be in a mirror.
You have to say it to the mirror?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we're...
That's good. So we can say it as many times as we want.
Yeah, I think we're okay for now.
Yeah.
He just pops up in your podcast feed. Like, well, you taped it, so...
He just comes on the Discord. Oh shit, Candyman's here.
Oh, Candyman.
Am I on? I can't hear you guys. Am I on? I don't know what his voice is. It's not an impression.
It's fine. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this besides I'm really excited for it, and I don't know. Candyman is also one of those movies that, like, if you're into horror movies, you've probably seen it. If you're like a horror movie junkie, but it never feels like it gets talked about nearly enough.
Yeah,
it's a great film.
Xander
Berkeley's in there.
He sure is.
Yeah, playing a dickhead.
It's what he excels at.
It's what he excels at. All right, let's talk about this next trailer. Palm Springs.
Yeah. This is
fun.
this is the Lonely Island movie that's coming to Hulu this July.
So Lonely Island did it.
Yeah, they're producers on it. Yeah, I don't think they were involved in the writing.
Yeah, I didn't watch this trailer. I just knew the premise, and I think I had said to you, Tom, like with the premise, I was like, why do films keep doing this? Because this premise, they did Groundhog Day, and everybody was like, there it is. That's a great film. Never need to do that premise again. And then all these other films did it again. Mm-hmm. But this looks legit good. So
yeah, it looks fun.
I'm happy to be proven wrong on that idea that you can do the premise again. It's got like really high ratings. It seems to be just... So the idea is like someone's having a Groundhog Day, because it feels like it's funny. It feels like a lower stakes Groundhog Day, which is that it's Groundhog Day, but you're in a nice place and you have company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like some sort of pirate cave magic involved.
Yeah, apparently. And J.K. Simmons is there.
Yeah, he is.
I'm very excited for J.K. Simmons.
It sounds like you're just glad for the person that he is somehow looping in time in real life.
That's kind of it. J.K. Simmons, man. They should do like a whole, like, they should do a series where they just follow him around and he like goes to stores and yells at people. Mm-hmm. I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, no, I'm glad he's here.
Yeah.
I did. One time we were watching a Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode on Hulu, and he was the guest star in the episode, and then it was all Farmers Insurance commercials with him in the breaks. And it really just felt like I was hanging out with him all night, you know? It was great.
Yeah, that's great.
I like to think they programmed that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems like this movie is... I mean, also those Lonely Island guys are just so good at making movies. It just always tends to be a really, really jokey movie like MacGruber or why don't I have the name? Popstar? There we go.
Hot Rod.
Yeah, Hot Rod, yeah. So like this is different from that, but it's still like their skills I'm sure transfer to it, and it'll probably be great. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what involvement they have, because it feels like it's like a less of a zany comedy.
Yeah.
It feels like it's going to be more, I don't know, emotional or human. Mm-hmm. Just because the premise, you can't really, like, the premise is so, again, Groundhog Day sort of set the bar. So, like, it feels like there's a lot of very human films with this premise. Yeah, I'm looking at, they didn't write, it was, let's see.
Yeah, they're producers.
Yeah, they're just producers. So I'm curious about this. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Is this a Netflix?
Hulu.
No, it's a Hulu, and it's July.
And was it designed to be in theaters originally? That's the thing. Like, I'm really surprised there hasn't been more of a concerted push for like, hey, all of society, now that you can't go to movie theaters in person, make it Friday movie night, ta-da, and it's like $20 a movie. And like, I know there's a few things you can get that way, but I don't know. I'm more surprised there hasn't been a big push by like all the studios working together to do something like that.
I think it probably has something to do with the deals they have worked out with theaters.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I agree where it's like Candyman, the one we just talked about, that would be like, I would watch that right now. I don't need to see it in theaters. I'm happy to see it in theaters.
Yeah.
But like watching a horror movie in your own home is kind of the best way to watch a horror movie, in my opinion. It adds to the effect. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's weird they aren't making an event of it. Of like really, yeah, like you said, pushing the idea of watching movies at home.
Mm-hmm.
And like offering deals or like, like streaming packages or like, like, I don't know. They seem like they're doing it out of necessity as opposed to encouraging it. I don't think they want to go back to I think they want to go back to the other system real bad.
Oh,
so they're just not pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Right, because we'll all get used to Friday movie night at home, whatever the better name they give it, and then theater style.
Right.
I guess that makes sense, actually. It's a defensive action.
Yeah, their big fear, I think what they're imagining is like someone, buying a $20 movie and then inviting 10 friends over. And it's the home theater's fear, I think.
Right.
I assume. I don't know. But they're going to have to face facts soon.
Yeah, I mean, they lose a ton of money on it is the problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, jokes on them. I don't have 10 friends. Ha ha.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to call 10
Suckers.
people. All right, well, next trailer for the Nest. This is Jude Law fighting. And I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I really like Carrie Coon, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks like an interesting, not horror movie, but it's like kind of like a psychological thriller about a shitty marriage, it looks like.
Yeah, it's Uncomfortable Dinner Party Simulator.
Right.
In the tradition of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Yeah, or like the movie Carnage.
Yeah.
When you said Uncomfortable Dinner Party Simulator, I imagined the box for Microsoft Flight Simulator 97, but it's just that instead.
Yeah,
bunch
it's
of
Jude Law
bunch of really
screaming.
uptight people on the cover. Just trying to avoid eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
And then the same font, and
big...
it's 97 still. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that genre. I don't think The Nest is exactly that. I have a feeling it's, like both Carnage and Virginia Woolf take place in a single night. And I like both of those movies for that. I love that challenge where it's like, let's have just people talking, and suddenly it becomes a disaster. That's a great premise. This feels more like a weird... It is like a thrill. I feel like someone's going to kill somebody in it or something. Like,
did you see that dead horse being dumped into the ground from a bulldozer?
Yes. We've had a lot of the last 3 podcasts we've recorded. We've talked about the murder of horses, and this one is no different.
It's 100% like a 2-second, like not even. It's a split-second shot of a horse getting dumped into a grave by a bulldozer.
Right.
And it's very disorienting.
It's also like you get the full arc of that horse, because there's parts of the trailer where he's like, "I bought you that horse, didn't I?" And then they show a horse getting dumped, and I'm like, "Oh no."
I don't think things are going to work out for that horse.
Yeah.
The horse didn't want any of this.
I have a theory. What if that's a nightmare sequence from the horse?
Yeah.
Where the horse gets buried and it cuts to the horse's eyes waking up?
Yeah.
What if it's all from the perspective of the horse?
Oh, that'd be real exciting.
Yeah.
Finally, a movie I can relate to, Who among us hasn't been a horse with owners who don't like each other, right? I'm going.
Right.
Yeah. Who among us hasn't had a horse nightmare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend $20 on it and show it to my 10 horse friends. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We'll stampede over and see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it does look interesting, and I will probably watch this movie.
Yeah, it's like it's I don't know, it's got that fun thriller thing.
Yeah.
It's they're in a fancy house, they're fighting a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems neat.
It looks like a little artsy. Like it's not like confusing artsy, but it's a little artsy. It's interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This next trailer. I don't know, guys. This next trailer is called Looks That Kill.
Yes.
It's about a boy who's so beautiful.
It's unclear if it's that he's beautiful. It's just that seeing his face kills you.
Yeah.
And like immediately.
And
right?
then yes.
Yeah.
And then he meets a girl and they fall in love.
Yeah, I mean it's
presumably she looks at him and doesn't die at the end, or maybe she dies.
I don't know. I got very 16-year-old me would have probably been really into this movie, but it's so it's like that twee version of Morbid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not against this film, but I just don't know, man.
Well,
it looks a little too quirky. Little too quirky.
I'll tell you the exact moment the trailer lost me is when he's gonna jump off the bridge and the girl shows up and she says, we should find you a higher bridge. I'm like, fuck you, movie.
Yeah. she's so quirky.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I had two like that because it was that, and then there was marginally later the couple is hanging out, and I think the girl says something along the lines of do you ever think about what the song would be that would play in the movie montage of your life? And then the trailer just proceeds to immediately be a movie montage of them with the song playing, and that was upsetting to me. I was frustrated.
Right. Yeah.
I think I blacked out at that point. I don't remember that, but that sounds very upsetting.
She says it as they're sitting in a bathtub full of jelly beans. It's like, get
Jesus
the
fucking Christ.
fuck out of my face, movie.
I definitely rejected that memory. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are 100% sitting in a bathtub, a clawfoot bathtub full of jelly beans.
This is making me ill.
Jesus Christ, movie.
Here's the way this movie can redeem itself.
It's worse Garden State somehow.
Yeah. This is the way this movie can redeem itself is if it's a parody, right? This would be a perfect parody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Of that genre. But it's not. I don't think it is. Or at least it's not presenting itself as that.
Right.
No, not at all.
My God. Sometimes these work out. I would argue Colossal looked like that kind of movie.
Man, Colossal's excellent.
It's a great movie. Colossal is a high concept. Was advertised as a high concept romantic comedy.
Not at all.
It is not that. Yeah. So maybe this film isn't that. Maybe this is the first 25 minutes of the film until things get really fucking weird. But this trailer is not doing the film any favors if that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're kidding. I think this is straight-faced.
Yeah.
All the stuff. But you're right. If this was the trailer for the Dewey Cox Walk Hard for these kind of movies, that would work.
Right.
That'd be fine.
Right, but they're not actually doing the trailers are rarely put out ironically as a gag. Let's make the movie look terrible and insufferable, for fun. So yeah, it looks earnest, and that's a real problem.
Yeah. I am extremely not on board with this trailer.
Yeah, so if you're a teen, go watch Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix. Don't watch this.
Yes.
Don't watch this garbage.
Next trailer is for Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the Will Ferrell movie coming to Netflix next Friday, actually.
Yeah.
Same director as... Oh, shit, I forgot already. But it's another one.
They say it in the trailer.
Yeah, it's another one of his movies.
It is definitely another one of his movies.
Yeah. Also, I prefer to think of it as a Pierce Brosnan movie, but you guys go ahead and call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Like I enjoy. I liked this trailer. I like Rachel McAdams playing in a like having Rachel McAdams, Pierce Brosnan, and fucking Dan Stevens playing in a screwball comedy is really appealing to me.
Yes.
But the trailer shows you the entire movie.
Yeah, I don't care as much because of that, because I don't need to be surprised by the movie.
Right, yeah, we already know what the formula of this movie is.
I think these movies... Personally, I think these movies excel when they're like this, where it's like, okay, everybody expects Will Ferrell to be funny. But then, like, Rachel McAdams doesn't always get to be silly, and it looks like she gets to be very funny. Dan Stevens as well. Like, Pierce Brosnan, who doesn't appear to be funny in it, but he's...
Yeah, but
you know.
The idea that he's Will Ferrell's grizzled, disappointed father appeals to me.
Yeah, so, like... Yeah, and plus this movie doesn't appear to be hurting nobody, so...
No.
I don't know.
I would watch it just to see Dan Stevens doing his fucking Kraftwerk impression for the whole thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of Will Ferrell comedies, and I don't mean that in a good way or a bad way. It's one of these comedies where we are entered into like the Flint Tropics basketball league or that ice skating thing. You know, it's like, okay, everybody's going to be funny in this competition setting, and that's fine.
Right. It's sort of, yeah, you're summing it up, because it's like Will Ferrell is very much this like, it's this very like steady stream where it's like his movies are almost like episodes in a TV show.
Yeah.
Where they all kind of have the same look, same feel. They're not bad. They're not good. If you're into them, you know, then you're into them. And they always have some level of funniness. Every now and then he'll do a slightly more serious role, but he doesn't Adam Sandler it. He doesn't, and I mean that in both ways. He doesn't go too dumb comedies, and he doesn't go too serious with his roles.
You haven't watched Holmes and Watson.
That's true. I haven't watched Holmes and Watson.
Oof, it is astonishingly bad.
Yeah. I mean, I never will watch it.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
You're not even curious. Okay.
Well, okay. Sometimes I'm curious, but with bad comedies,
it's brutal.
painful.
Yeah, it's brutal when it's a bad comedy. I mean, Steve Coogan is briefly funny in it, but he's barely in. I mean, it has an amazing cast. It's just not funny. I don't know what happened there.
yeah.
It's
usually
I hear it's based on some book, right? It's probably the author's fault.
Right, yeah, I'm
That's
sure.
true.
It's maybe the source material just wasn't very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with very bad movies, I mean, we know this, Tom. Most of the time it's not astonishing. Usually it's just like, oh yeah, what did I expect?
Right, it's bad in a very uninteresting way.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I don't think why would you know?
But every once in a while you get a Master of Disguise or an Artemis Fowl.
Yes.
That's just
You
like,
get
this
absolute-
is fascinating.
Yeah. It's like, it's you know, most car accidents are like fender benders, and then every now and then, like a donut truck goes flying 50 feet in the air and goes through a billboard, and you're like, holy shit. How did that even happen?
Every now and then a Miata gets knocked into the air and does a flat spin into the side of a children's hospital.
Sure, I've seen Artemis Fowl.
no.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
That's the plot, right?
More or less.
Essentially, yeah.
Guys, we have one more trailer,
I know.
and it is for Deep Blue Sea 3.
See, they messed up by not replacing the E and C with 3.
Or calling it Deep Blue 3.
Deep Blue
Right.
3, yeah.
Both better. Yeah.
Alex, were you aware of Deep Blue Sea 2?
I was about to say I had no idea. So this was
Yeah.
I really felt lost here. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, Tom, didn't we watch that movie?
We did. I think we did a We Just Watched on it.
Wow. Which means we'll probably have to do one about this.
This one looks much better than Deep Blue Sea 2.
It looks better, you say?
To me, yes.
Yeah. It doesn't look better or worse. It just looks... It's got that real sci-fi original feeling.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely looks like a crocopus or whatever. Sharktopus, three-headed shark. I'm going to watch it. Like I don't give a shit. Like I'm gonna watch this.
And
movie.
I know I'm gonna watch it.
You know
what
what? Actually,
other options are
you know
there?
what this trailer reminded me of, and mainly because I have actually not seen even the first Deep Blue Sea. I just know bits about it. But this reminded me of another Netflix show I've seen recently called Outer Banks, which is a show that is theoretically set in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, but they didn't shoot it there because of the terrible North Carolina bathroom bill, and they pulled out. So it's shot in Charleston, and it looks nothing like North Carolina. But either way, like it's a show that is a lot of like very, very good-looking people in very like tropical golden hour kind of settings most of the time, and then a few effects shots when they absolutely need them. And I feel like it's going to be this. Like there's going to be sharks once in a while, and then the rest of the time it's just going to be like pretty attractive people you haven't heard of, like filmed at 5 or 6 o'clock. You know,
They're definitely going to be like trying as hard as possible to avoid having to spend money on shark effects in a movie about sharks.
Yeah.
I just Googled Outer Banks, and the poster is like a hot guy and a hot lady in the background looking mopey, while another hot guy just stares directly at you with his shirt open. Does that sum up the show?
I mean, the best summary is I am told it's like the OC, but now I haven't seen the OC, but it's kind of it's like a teen drama with a lot of violence and kind of some mysteries and adventures in it.
That sounds fine.
Yeah, it's about a gang of lower class teens who don't like the upper class people in the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
Shit.
And they're hunting for $400 million in British gold.
In the Outer
what?
Banks. I've
they're
been to
hunting
the
for-
Outer Banks. There's like dinosaur putt-putt. Like, what the fuck is this show?
Wait, did you say gold? They're hunting for gold?
Yeah, they say that the plot is that a British ship called the Royal Merchant wrecked there, and there was $400 million worth of gold on it. And the main character's father has been searching for it forever, and then the father disappears, and then his son has to like do maritime adventures and also fall in love with a lady while he hunts for this with his interesting friends.
Okay, so classic teen stuff.
Yeah,
Just the traditional teen stuff that teens do.
Yeah.
All right.
In real life, the Outer Banks just has some beach houses and gets hit by hurricanes a lot. Like it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
But
I think it has a brew through now.
Right, yeah, Tom, you know
That's
the
amazing.
Mid-Atlantic coast there. It's not like that at all.
I've been to the Outer Banks a few times.
But the
I
whole
don't
show
recall
looks
searching
incredible.
for treasure.
right. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's not a good show, but it took our mind off stuff. So that was something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That reminds me a little bit. I've mentioned it before on the podcast. There was a Mel Gibson movie filmed in my hometown, which isn't much of a brag, but the mountain that we hike was in the movie, and it's the evil lair of the bad guy, and they make it like a sinister missile silo mountain, which was delightful. And like it's set in the town like by name, and they make it like this like evil like weapons manufacturing company running the town. And it's that thing where it's like, I'm sure when they pick the town, they're like, who the fuck's gonna care? They don't care. Like,
Right.
Who's gonna know that this town isn't like weird and sinister and doesn't have a missile silo? Doesn't matter. So yeah, when you said this, what is this place called?
The Outer
Outer Banks, you mean?
Outer Banks. Yeah, I don't know where that is. It could have pirate gold or whatever, for all I know.
Yeah,
This checks out.
It's possible in the sense that just the entire Atlantic seaboard was used by people in history. But other than that, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
I think Blackbeard was killed in North Carolina, if I remember correctly. But
Yeah, that's
Really?
true.
I
Yeah,
think
he was.
so. Yeah. There was a lot of pirating around there, so it's possible. Like
Right.
Alex was saying, but oh man.
It's possible in the
There could be
sense
pirate gold. There
that
could
human
be.
history has happened. But other than that, it's not very likely.
So yeah, Deep Blue Sea 3.
Yeah. I'm going to watch this piece of shit.
Yeah. What
should-
else is there to say?
That should be the subtitle.
You watch this trailer, and either you're gonna watch it in your soul, or you're not. There's no in between.
Also, there's got to be like more Deep Blue Sea movies after this, right? Like they're just gonna go full Land Before Time with this thing and keep cranking them out.
Yeah, why
They
the hell
better.
not?
Yeah, because it is like the premise of Deep Blue Sea is that we made sharks super smart for no good reason.
Right.
We did it in a ocean base for no good reason, not like an aquarium setting. No, in the ocean, and then the sharks got out. That just super smart sharks that have gotten out. You could do that movies about that problem for like ever, because that's never gonna not be a problem.
Yeah.
Like that's always
Our eternal battle
the
in real
sharks-
life with super smart sharks. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Document it.
I want a version of this where the sharks start like hacking the internet and like start learning how to use like computers and shit underwater. Like it starts with someone dropping their smartphone and it has like a really nice case. And that's like the cold open. And then like the sharks start establishing like a social media presence and like pushing politics in their favor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, they go a different way. They stop just biting things. That's what I want. Are we ready for news stories?
I think so, yeah, but we got to name some producers first.
We do. Producers like Boodleson. Thank you, Boodleson. Grumblebee. Thank you, Grumblebee. Thank you to Tux. Always a pleasure. Welsowski. Thank you to Welsowski. Thank you to Shepard Mulch Diggums. Your name has taken on a new meaning
Yeah.
for me after watching Artemis Fowl. Norm from Cheers. Many thanks.
Norm.
Tom.
Yeah, I'll jump
Sorry.
in. Thinking
Sorry, I
of
was
Davy
just
Francis. Oh, Norm from Yes, George went
Everybody
as a
says
patron.
Norm, right, when he comes in? Anyway,
That's right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking of Chancy Pants.
Thank you, Chansey.
Thanks to Space McNulty. Thank you to Captain Fatstrong.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hiram.
Thank you.
Special thanks to Oh Great, It's That Guy.
That guy.
Alex, you want to grab the last couple?
Special thanks to Lef, L-E-F.
Thank you, Lef.
Special thanks to Bob Grenville, to Nolan Matten, to Joshua Graves, and to Normal Man Andrew McGuire.
Yes.
Okay, you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah. Surely he's normal with that kind of a title.
Ah,
So you guys hear about this Kristen Stewart playing Princess Diana?
yeah. In a movie called Spencer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of my reaction to it. It's like, sure.
Well, have you guys seen any of the movies where people play Princess Diana?
I don't think so, no.
No. Didn't Naomi Watts do one?
Yeah, maybe that's the only other one actually.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it feel weird? Like I have no,
Yeah.
it's not that I'm not interested in Princess Diana. It's that these movies, I don't know.
Well, because I don't know if you guys know that Oh Hello thing that Nick Kroll and John Mulaney do, but they made a podcast for during Corona times, and the podcast is about their characters trying to make a podcast about Princess Diana. And they do, so they have a great running kind of thread of joke in there where it just like feels weird to talk about Princess Diana. It's like every time she comes up, it's like, why are we even talking about this? It's like sad and from the past, and there's nothing like to uncover about it. It's just like somehow gross, even though it's just a person who was famous who died.
Right.
I think that's
it feels like tragedy porn, right? Because it's like we've already examined. Like, I mean, she was super scrutinized, all through the 80s and 90s up until her death.
Yeah.
And I think it feels like we've already gone over like every inch of her life.
I think it's also that she died. She died trying to avoid attention.
Yeah.
Like driving away from paparazzi. So it's like, let's do movies about her. And it's like, I feel like that's the opposite of what she would want.
And it's like what her, whichever one's the youngest, Harry or William, the one who married Meghan Markle. And they like disinherited themselves and just abandoned the royal family or whatever. Just because of how
Harry wrote a pretty moving note about how among the many reasons he wanted the British press to stop harassing Meghan Markle was because press harassment is what killed his mother. So please stop.
Exactly.
And, holy shit.
And they're so fucking vicious to Meghan Markle, and it was like, I remember Diana was just every tabloid,
right,
all the time. So it's like it's so bad that it's like even her son, 20 odd years later, is like, all right, guys, fucking knock it off, please.
I think it's also because, and I'm not British. I don't know if you guys knew that about me, but I'm not British, so I don't understand the culture around the royal family.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like it's just like you're born into this family. You don't have to you don't have you're not like a government. You're not making law decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You're not like an actor. You didn't ask for it. You're just born into it. And then your life is scrutinized.
Yeah.
And it's I don't understand why this is a thing. This just seems mean. Yeah. I don't know. They're rich. So I guess that's, I guess it's not terrible for them, but you know what I mean? I don't understand the dynamic here. It sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah,
it sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it really does.
It's not the worst life, obviously, but I don't understand it.
Well, it's also just strange to have here's the queen and here's her family and they all live in a palace and they have lots of money, and it's in 2020 you're like, where'd you get that money from?
Yeah. Where'd you get that castle?
Yeah.
Never trust anybody in a castle.
It's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, because there's at least a 5% chance they're a Dracula.
I was going to say, you're rolling the dice on a Dracula.
Yeah. If someone invites you to their castle, don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, make them meet you at a public place.
Right.
Exactly.
But also not, it's social distant, I guess. I don't know what you do right now, but you get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, in general, don't go to... Yeah. But, in the future, too.
Mm-hmm.
No castles.
Refuse all castle invitations.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the queen, could be a Dracula. Could be Queen Dracula. We don't know.
Could be Queen Dracula, yeah.
Make sure the part that says castle on the invitation doesn't end in Vania, because that's a horror castle. You don't want to be there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Keep reading.
This is all good advice.
It's all good advice, yeah.
Isn't there a TV show called Castle? Is that about a guy who's a castle? A giant, a big castle?
Yeah, no, Nathan Fillion plays a Dracula.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, he plays a rook in chess. Yeah, that's what he is. He's
a
big tower.
Right. He's a big tower, and his belly is full of Draculas. That was the show.
Belly full of squirming Draculas.
Yep. Just splashing around in there.
Yeah. So there's some news coming out of David Fincher's new film, Mank.
Dave, did you check the byline on this article? Did
you write this?
I did.
Oh, that's very funny. Well, Tom, did you care to explain? Because I only skimmed it.
No, Dave, explain Tom's article to Tom. I want that to be the dynamic.
Tom, did you hear about this?
I did, yeah.
So David Fincher is shooting a movie. And apparently it took him a whole week to shoot one scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I've heard.
There's a couple of choice quotes from Amanda Seyfried in there. She did an interview with Collider this week to promote You Should Have Left, which comes out today as you're listening to this. And she is in David Fincher's newest film, Mank, which is about Herman J. Mankiewicz, the screenwriter of Citizen Kane, and his feud with Orson Welles over the credit for the movie. And they've already finished filming it. And she was talking a little bit about like the filming process. And if you listeners out there may know that David Fincher has a reputation for being just a real meticulous perfectionist, to the point where he will shoot dozens and dozens and dozens of takes of the same scene. And in this interview, she says like she probably did. She like says 200 takes at one point for one scene that she did.
Yeah, that checks out.
And then she talks about a big group scene where she doesn't even have any lines, but she's in there and she's under too much coverage, so she can't just chill out. She has to like sit there in character, and she said it took like 5 days to film that scene.
That's very David Fincher.
It's extremely David Fincher.
He's being a real Kubrick about it.
Yeah, he's always been. I found like an old, I think Empire or something article that was a guy doing a set visit on Alien 3. The article was published in like 92 or whatever, and he was doing that shit then. Yeah. Like he made it while the guy is doing his set visit, he like watches him make Sigourney Weaver crawl through a pipe like 25 times.
I think we've talked about this before. I get it when it's a line. Like, I get why Kubrick did it a lot of time. Which is that it's, like, the idea is to detach the actor from the words coming out of their mouths. Mm-hmm. And to just always have it, like, an option, I guess. I don't get it when it's physical stuff, where it's like, I want to get this to look exactly right. But then again, I'm not a director, so... Yeah,
I think that... I mean, I don't know exactly, but I think that seems to be how he operates.
Yeah, and that's fair. I read a story that I think I might have known at some point, but it comes out so well rewatching the movie, is that when they made American Psycho, the director, she had Willem Dafoe do all of his takes at least 3 times. Mm-hmm. And if you remember, Willem Dafoe's the detective. Yeah. And she had him do the 3 takes. One take, he definitely knew Patrick Bateman was a murderer. Oh. The second take, he was indifferent about it. And the third take, he thought he was innocent. And then if you watch the film, they mix him up. Yeah. She mixes him up so that it kind of like adds to his paranoia.
Right. He's like a bewildering character.
Yeah, and that's the idea.
Yeah, that's so smart.
I love shit like that.
Yeah,
and like that's why you do a bunch of takes, not to like be a maniac toward your performers. Like, good, that's a reason. Like, if somebody told me that, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it like 100 times. Sure, I get it. But like, if they were just like, I want you to blink differently, I'd be like, okay, this sucks. I'm mad.
Apparently, there's a story that Robert Downey Jr. was so frustrated with it that he started just peeing in jars and leaving them on the set in Zodiac.
Oh yeah, in Zodiac, yeah.
keeping them there all day to film one scene.
As like what do you... Wait, the pee jars, are they like little Easter eggs? So like somebody stumbles on it or something? Or
I hope so. Yeah, okay. Yeah. He just hides them.
Honestly. I mean, maybe not at the time, but knowing his future, if I was a crew member, I'd grab that shit, put it on eBay, right?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Sell Robert Downey Jr.'s piss on eBay?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? What does that make me a weirdo?
No,
not at all.
I think not.
I was about to say it makes you a shrewd investor.
Yeah, exactly. RDJP. Mm-hmm. Fresh RDJP.
There you go. That's the brand name right there.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does this?
So
I don't know
another
anything about this Mank movie. Does this seem like it'll be a good movie?
It depends on how interested. Well, I don't know. I think it will be, just because I was really into, like, Zodiac's one of my favorite Fincher films, and it's Mank is another example of him doing like a historical, like a biopic or like a historical film.
Yeah, Zodiac
I think
was
it
good.
kind of. Yeah, Zodiac's excellent. I think it depends on how interested you are in Citizen Kane and old time Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm not, but like I'm interested in anything if it's interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's like it's David Fincher, and his movies have like a baseline quality in terms of what plots that I'm interested in. So personally, I'm like, yeah, it's a David Fincher film.
Yeah,
It'll
Gary
probably be
Oldman's in the lead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Gary Oldman. Yeah, as long as it's not about some guy aging in reverse, then I'm good.
Yeah, that's like his least good one.
Yeah.
Super not into that one.
So we got this Ted Bundy film with Elijah Wood. He's not playing Ted Bundy.
No.
They haven't filmed it yet, I don't think. It's a film that takes place entirely in an interrogation room. Sounds like Ted Bundy isn't the main character, and they're not making it like weird and exploitative.
Yeah. Like I like Elijah Wood. I like Scott Derrickson.
Is that who's making it?
That's whose name's in the URL.
Oh,
So he's either producing it or directing it.
yeah. I'm down with that.
He's one of the executive producers. He's not the actual director.
Okay.
I'm tired of Ted Bundy movies.
I guess. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I just think this one might be different.
Because it's focused on
what was
the guys tracking, interrogating Ted Bundy. Because I don't need any Ted Bundy media ever. I haven't watched it, and I don't need it. Forget it.
Yeah, what was the Zac Efron one that looked like
Extremely
fucking garbage?
Wicked, shockingly something and vile. That one,
Evil and Vile, yeah.
I watched that one. That one's not bad, because it's from the point of view of his wife, or his either his girlfriend or his wife, whoever he was with for a very long time.
Right.
So he's like a supporting character, and you just kind of see it from her point of view as it begins to unfold. And there's like a genuinely chilling moment in the end.
Right.
When she just asks him point blank, like, I mean, spoilers for the movie if you care.
I don't need any media about any serial killers, and I know that makes me different from other people, but I really have like no interest in it at all.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of true crime. It's when it's like, I assume you haven't watched Manhunter.
Of course not. Never.
Yeah. I like it when it's on the other side, when it's about the people trying to...
Right, like Zodiac.
Oh, yeah, actually, I take it back with
Zodiac or
Zodiac.
Silence
That's
of the
pretty good.
Lambs.
Yeah, so there we go.
Yeah.
But that one, it was such an interesting like puzzle, A lot of these, I feel like it's just about a guy that we've completely solved and figured out, and then it's like just gross.
Right, it's like how much more do we need to go over Ted Bundy? Like we know, like...
It's almost like
know.
the opposite of Princess Diana. Like a bunch of terrible stuff happened to her, and I don't want to hear about it. And then these guys did a bunch of terrible stuff to other people, and I don't want to hear about it.
I think the ones that I appreciate are the ones that remind you that these people are like kind of just wieners. Like they're losers.
Yeah, they're real wieners.
Like I liked how Manhunter treated Manson.
Mindhunter.
Like kind of
Mindhunter.
Did I say Manhunter?
Yeah.
Mindhunter treated Manson as like kind of just a little shit.
Right. He was like real fucking frustrating when they talked to him.
Yeah, because that's a lot of them are. They're just little fucking wieners.
Yeah.
So like, I like the ones that portray it as not like this is like I love Silence of the Lambs, but I think that gave us the wrong impression of how serial killers are, where it's like Hannibal Lecter's like this animal, and he's so smart and sinister.
Well,
and
then they
mysterious.
turned him into Batman as that series went on.
They did.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I never saw Dexter, but I imagine that's, problematic.
Yeah.
Maybe. Again, I haven't seen it, so
Dexter's pretty good, but it becomes a hard watch, especially if you watch too much of it in a row, because then you're like in his head all the time and stuff. It's I don't know. It's all right.
Yeah, it got way too, like when like a new serial killer kept popping up like each season. I was like, okay, this is getting absurd.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a way to go about it, but it's just that Hollywood tends to do it the same goddamn way too often. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. As I understand it,
yeah,
Ted Bundy was a real person who killed a bunch of people, and maybe we could just stop talking about him. That would be fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
he's
why?
just like this kind of piece of shit. Yeah.
Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, come on, let's just do
just
that.
watch The Last Airbender. Let's just do that. We don't need
Let's
to talk
get
about
Elijah Wood. Let's get Elijah Wood in The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm. Get him to do the Puppet Master dance.
Sure. Well, speaking of the opposite of serial killers, or not, I don't know. We're finally getting an Animorphs movie
Yes.
from Scholastic Pictures, which that was the biggest shocker for me. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
I think.
Do they have a production company?
I think they did Goosebumps.
Oh. Have they been around? Did they do like all the Babysitters Club movies?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that's like quietly an excellent idea for a company, if it's what I think it is, where they just hold the rights to everything that was sold at Scholastic book fairs when I was in grade school. Because
that's a
Goosebumps
racket.
and Animorphs and stuff are some of the most popular books of like all time for my generation. So sure, like that's very smart.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like Marvel making Marvel Studios.
Yeah, really good idea.
It's like, yeah.
Who do you guys want to direct this?
I am not the person to ask. I've never read Animorphs.
Okay, I have a pitch.
Okay.
Pitch me.
Cronenberg. Cronenberg Animorphs movie. Every transformation is like American Werewolf in London. Like they're screaming, like getting dolphin fins ripping out of their body.
Yeah, that just that's a whole subgenre of like porn is transformation porn.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go search for that shit on like what the hell is the name of that website with all the artwork on it?
Like DeviantArt or something?
Oh wow.
DeviantArt. There you go.
I haven't searched it. I
yeah.
just figured Deviant's in the name, so that's probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a whole thing. But I'm just
cool.
picturing
I'm cool.
David Cronenberg sitting there reading Animorphs book and just nodding.
Well,
Just like
these
it makes
guys
perfect
get me.
sense to him.
They get me.
There's
Yeah.
also, I don't know if Scholastic, I suppose they'd be the people. I don't know if they've updated the covers on these things, because in the story you linked, it had like one version of the cover of the very first book where it's just sort of one tiny picture in a square, and it's like a collage or something. But like the classic covers, you have a child, and then there's a picture of an animal, and then there's like 3 interstitial pictures of the child morphing into the animal, and like that's the classic Animorphs
Right.
cover. And they make it not very horrifying, but like every book had on the cover like Jake turning into a lizard or Rachel turning into a bear or something, you know. And
Yeah,
and
that's the
that
best
was
part.
the thing. Like they made it kind of just fun, even though it should be really creepy.
Animorphs, that was the beauty of Animorphs, is you didn't have to read it, you just go cover to cover. And be like, oh yeah, turning into an owl, that's cool. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, this guy's becoming a gecko. That's neat. All right, next one. Oh man, a bear. Yeah, I can picture a bear. That's great.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
I fuck with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Scholastic put out Goosebumps and is also doing a movie about Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah, these.
Clifford is one where
Yeah.
it's like,
I can't remember who said it, and I fucking hope it's not somebody but like Louis C.K. or something, but some comedian made a real funny observation about Clifford, about the entire point of that book series. It's just like, look at how big this fucking dog is. And that's like the whole
Right.
that's like the whole point.
right. Yeah, it's a problem, right? Like it's a real problem.
Look at this big ass dog.
Yeah. It's going to treat us like squirrels and just gobble us up.
Yeah, God, his shits must be intense.
Yeah. Yeah, a Clifford movie, it's like I can just picture exactly how that'll look and go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not in a negative way necessarily, but like, yeah, big CGI dog. Get someone like The Rock or something in there, and then it's like the poster will be like all white with like blue lettering, or I guess red lettering. Let's say Clifford.
Right,
like,
right.
I don't know. Get like a comedian. I don't know. It's fine. It's not. It won't be for me. So
it ain't hurting nobody.
It ain't hurting nobody.
That's the thing. Like a Clifford as IP for a movie is just as good or bad as basically every other movie for children, right? Like if these Scholastic guys, if they do this right, I think they'll be like the other Marvel Studios, like the other giant blockbuster making studio in the world. Like they're sitting on an absolute pile of these ideas that can just be turned into a huge movie that'll probably make money. It's a really good idea.
It's the perfect like parents dragging their kids to these too, because like I don't know if Animorphs is still around, but parents certainly will drag their fucking shitty kids to these because it's just like, yeah, we all loved Animorphs.
I think I had about 50 of those books, and they were all lined up on a shelf in my room. And I would enjoy just looking at the covers, and I can't really draw, but I would like draw stuff from them. And there were way more books than the ones I owned, and like the with the Yeerks and the Andalites and all the canon in it, like this could easily be as much of a franchise as anything else could be. So it's a good idea.
Yeah. How do you think they wrote those? Is this just some guy with like a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, going through like an encyclopedia of animals, just pointing at one, being like, "All right, here we go."
The author's name is K.A. Applegate, and I believe that's a lady. I forget. The initials make it hard to tell, but it's a lady who
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if you read interviews with R.L. Stine, like he said he would knock these things out in like a couple of weeks.
Right, and if you're making a shitload of money, it's like, good on them. We have one last news story that Alex, you added in this.
Yeah, I saw.
And
I can just talk about it. I saw before taping that, like a few hours ago, AMC Theaters announced that I guess they have 600 theaters, probably just in the U.S. And they announced that July 15th they're going to open 3/4 of them, and that's apparently to kind of be there for when Disney's Mulan comes out and when Tenet comes out, the Nolan one. And then I guess Cinemark and Regal have also announced similar things, and so the big chains are all like, let's do this mid-July, like here we go.
Yep, they're making the push.
Yeah,
they probably like talked it out, and they're like, fuck it, let's do it. I tweeted out earlier because apparently the CEO of AMC said they're not going to require masks because he, quote, didn't want to be drawn into a political controversy. And it was like, well, you just did it. Like,
also,
that's what it is. The controversy is that you would consider it political,
right?
Like that's the controversy.
I
you
hate
jackass.
the fucking fact that believing whether or not a pandemic is over or serious is a political issue.
Right, like that is the debate.
Yeah.
Like the debate is one side people are like, this is a medical issue. We just have to wear masks. The other side are saying like, you're just trying to push your political agenda on us. So an AMC being like, we're not going to be political by doing this. It's like, well, you just did the political thing, you jackass. you cowards.
Yeah, and I'm sure it also has nothing to do with the fact like AMC reported a loss of over $2 billion in the first quarter.
They're desperate.
All of their employees have been furloughed, including all the corporate staff, including the CEO.
Right. Again, it's the same reason we were talking about why they're not pushing home theatrical stuff. It's because Netflix and Amazon and stuff, they're the others to the system.
Right.
Like, it's the studios and theaters that's had this system going on for so long, you know?
Yeah.
That, like, I think streaming, you know, in the mid-2000s, they were, like, denying this idea. It was always a mark of shame for a movie to just go straight to DVD and stuff like that. And that's just their system, and it's changed so much, and they weren't ready for it. And then coronavirus came, and it was like, no, it's happening now. Like it was already happening, and then it just bam happened. And I think the idea, it's, you know what it reminds me of is you know when you wake up in the morning and you have to pee, and you get up and you pee, and then you try to go back to sleep even though your alarm has like 10 minutes on it. That's what this is. It's like, no, just you have to get up. Like the change is happening. I know you're trying to go back, but it happened. You're up. Like that's what this is that I think they're like, all right, let's get back to normal. And it's like, you don't understand. You have to change your business model soon.
Yeah. Because they can't, like basically every business that's rushing this, you can't force people to come. And like, I know they are losing I know they're losing their shirts by just being closed, but I feel like they'll lose their shirts by bringing employees in to have theaters with like 2 people in each room, you know, like that's not going to be more profitable. I think they just have to go bankrupt or whatever.
Right.
Not
I think
that's
change
good.
is happening.
I feel bad for them, but you know, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe I don't know. Maybe we should have some sort of infrastructure that can, you know.
It feels like the same with like coal, and like versus renewable and stuff, where it's like these places should have a plan to transition, but instead they just deny that it's happening until suddenly it's happening, and then it's like, well, now there's going to be massive layoffs and stuff. Like you could have slowly changed your model. The way Netflix was like, hey, check out our DVD mailing system. Oh, wait, never mind. Like, that's clearly not the future. We're going to slowly go over here and do this. AMC needed to see which way the wind was blowing and then start going in that direction. Can you imagine if they did like figured out a streaming service for new releases? Like, I would be, you know, like if that was how new releases came out, is through like AMC app.
They actually do that.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
For everything?
No, it's very select, and they've only just started doing it like a little bit ago.
They could literally do a system where they did like virtual movie theaters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they developed the technology so that people would go in, pay a ticket price, and the movie would just play once, and you had to, you know, like they could have done something about this years ago, and they didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And I suppose it's worth saying I feel bad for all the like regular theater employees because this is just bad for them. No matter how it goes, it just sucks. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be kind of a disaster. Yeah. That said, I guess I have to see Tenet.
I'm not going to the fucking theater in July.
What's that?
I said I'm not going to the fucking theater in July.
Yeah, you have a good point.
Nope.
Well, also
Sorry.
maybe I can speak cavalierly about just moving on from theaters because I did my grieving when the Bond movie didn't come out in April, and as you guys know, Bond movies are kind of my entire movie watching experience, and so when that got pushed to November, I was like, oh, okay, theaters are dead. Like I just took it then, moved on.
You really absorbed that loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is I feel bad saying this. I forgot there was a Bond movie coming out.
Yeah.
I'm now re-excited for the Bond movie.
Oh yeah, it was one of the first ones that got pushed.
I was supposed to get a pretty good Chicago White Sox team and a Bond movie, and I got neither of those things, and I'm still mad about it.
Right.
It sucks.
Right. That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
We'll have a do-over year next year. It'll be fine.
Yeah, there we go.
We'll just redo 2020.
Mm-hmm. Like that's the thing. What like if AMC goes under, like they're not going to stop having movies, you know?
Yeah.
So like,
although AMC is the biggest theater chain.
Yeah, I think what would happen though is like when they just do what they're doing, it's just like, all right, I guess we'll release this shit on streaming. I don't know. I don't know what would happen. I guess
I don't know.
I guess it depends how good their relationship is with movie studios. Like if movie studios would care if they go down or not.
Yeah, I wonder if they can be like bailed out somehow. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. That's it for our news stories. Which means we have some more patron names.
It sure does.
Yeah. Patrons like Ozzy. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you to Tom. Quasi Dangerous Levels of Hype K. Thank you to Tom. Thank you to AJ.
Woo!
Yeah. Thank you to Sweet Meat. Good name. Also a good name, Tip Drizzle.
Oh, man.
Thank you, you goddamn pervert. Thank you to Frank Leamish. Thank you, Frank. Tom, you want in on this?
Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah, I want to get in on this.
Dip your hands.
Let me dip my toes in this.
Yeah.
Mrs. Voitis. Special thanks
Thank
to
you.
the ghost of Dave Thomas. Thank you to Aaron Burser. Thank you to David Knife Boot Hinson, MBA, CPA.
Nice.
Thank you to Christopher Robert Sparts, Esquire, Topher Bobby Sparts. He's going to have to bail us out of jail one day.
Oh, yeah.
Alex, you want to take the last three?
Yes. We've got Mackenzie, Righteous Hand of the Lizard People, Chill. Great. And then we've got Funky J.
Nice.
And then, closing it out, Pie Guy. And Pie in, I think, the mathematical
Guy.
sense. So that's cool.
Indeed.
Yep.
Oh, man. Thanks to all those producers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Dave,
Yes.
we've come.
What is it?
We're nearing the end of the episode.
Uh-huh.
And there's something that's been on my mind the whole time.
What is this?
Well, I'm wondering if you have a movie that deserves more hype.
I do.
Is it the Howard Dean movie? You remember when that could lose you a presidency?
Oh man, yeah. What a time. The movie is that I chose is out the day this releases, which is June 19th.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably well known as an indie film. I feel like we should have mentioned it earlier. It's called Baby Teeth. It is a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's I think directorial debut.
That's what the trailer said.
Okay, yeah. It's about like a 16-year-old girl who has cancer, who falls in love, quote unquote love. I don't know. It's a teenage infatuation with like a 23-year-old, just a dirtbag.
It's a real scumbag.
Yeah, with like a rat tail. And he just like moves into the house of her with her parents, and her parents are not into it.
No.
But they're like, it's like a weird thing where they're like, she has cancer and it's bringing her happiness, but they're really do not approve. And the twist is that the dad is Ben Mendelsohn. And that's really what drives it home for me.
There's a portion of the trailer where he chases the dirtbag across like the schoolyard lawn and kicks the shit out of him.
Yes. It sounds really great. Like this sounds like it might be one of them movies that we're going to hear about at the Oscars.
Wow.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. The girl is who is she? Eliza Scanlon, who was in Sharp Objects, which was really good.
Oh. I did not realize that.
Mm-hmm. At least
That's a great
I'm
show.
almost positive that was her. I'll have to double check now that I've spoken
Yeah.
so authoritatively about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't have. There's not any big twist about it. There's no aliens or anything in it. Just check out the trailer, and it just looks like a really good movie that people aren't talking about enough. Hence the section of this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Watching the trailer, I was like, oh, it looks like there's some kind of storytelling going on here. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
exactly.
good.
Like,
Looks like there's some sort of like talent. some sort of good story.
Like,
yeah.
I know I was singing the praises of Scholastic Studios before, but this seems richer than the Clifford the Big Red Dog film, you know? Like, there's something more specific and thoughtful going on.
Right.
Yeah, and I think there's an element of satire in here, or at least according to AV Club's headline, Baby Teeth puts a bitingly satirical spin on the teen cancer girl romance. Because this is a genre. Like, the tragedy, teenage love genre.
This is...
Your Fault in Our
The Fault in Our
Stars.
Stars. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, and I think in those movies, they've often, like, you know, I've been watching Twilight a lot, and that's like teen romance, except one of them's a 109-year-old vampire, and they never address that, but it's constantly there, where it's like, that's a 109-year-old man.
Yeah.
And so I think there's like this teen romance drama. I think there's always like a tinge of like, you know, sex predator in some of these movies and stuff like that. So I think that's part of the idea, where it's like it's a teen romance, but he's like a 23-year-old just piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
I like
So,
I
yeah,
like that
I don't
now
know.
for you and probably Adam as Ganser as well. Like Twilight as a touchstone for thinking about this kind of stuff. Really exciting.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's like 15 years after the fact.
Yeah. No, we got our fingers right on the pulse.
Yeah, that's gonna be me with Outer Banks down the line. I'm gonna be like, yeah, this Pynchon novel, in many ways, Netflix's Outer Banks is a lot like it.
Like I said, yeah, I love. I've been watching the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and I just want to talk about the Sarah Connor Chronicles. But that show was made in, I think, 2007. So it's yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's a great show, you guys. That's going to be my more hype. Sarah Connor.
The Sarah
Chronicles.
Connor Chronicles. Sure.
Have you heard about this Terminator? It's creative plot. Crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, people should check out Baby Teeth. I'm excited to watch this movie.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I love anytime Ben Mendelsohn goes full Mendo.
Oh yeah. Just Mendoing it up.
Yeah. Beating up some 23-year-old scumbag.
God, it's perfect. Perfect Ben Mendelsohn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think that's a sode, you guys. I think we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you guys for having me. That was great. Every
absolutely.
time. Yeah.
Do you have something you'd like to plug? Where can we find you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Alex Schmidt, and then the Cracked podcast has ended. But you can go to, it's called tinyletter.com/Alex Schmidt next show is just new email newsletter I made for me to let you know about the next thing I'm doing if you're interested in that. And I hope you are. And there's a link there in Twitter
that's
and also my
wonderful.
Instagram, which is at Alex Schmidtstagram.
Excellent. All right, yeah, people check that out.
God damn it, Alex.
What?
That's a perfect Instagram handle.
Oh, thanks.
Wait, what's the Instagram handle?
It's Alex Schmidtstagram.
Oh my fucking God.
Oh, I've never celebrated for this. I'm very excited.
It's great. That's
pretty incredible.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dave, you should probably tell him about what we're doing.
I just want to tell him about Alex's Instagram, but
In the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
and the Sarah. Okay, everybody go to Amazon.com. Google the Sarah Connor Chronicles. It's the third best Terminator thing. I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah. Anywho, we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/Gamefully Unemployed. Check it out for exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman and Fox Mulder is a Maniac.
Woo!
That's it. Yeah.
There's other tiers and stuff on there you can explore. But yeah. We also have a store, tpublic.com/store/Gamefully Unemployed, where you can get t-shirts, stickers, onesies, really anything you can print a logo on.
Sure. Anything they allow.
Anything they allow, yeah. Those tyrannical bastards do put some limits on what they will allow us to
For now.
to put our.
I hope they're still
our
allowing
pictures
Sheev.
on. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. No, it's the things that can go on. Like, I think people should download the images and get tattoos of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? Make that mistake.
Get like iron-on decals and just like iron it on your skin.
Sure.
That'd work, wouldn't it? It's the same process as getting a tattoo.
I think legally we have to say it won't. But, you know.
But you can hear me. Can you hear me winking?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, I think that's enough.
All right.
Yeah, say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, Corlew, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.